Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
It's a Friday morning right before Easter in the heart of the 618. Good Friday on this 29th day of March. 9:03 is the time. CJ Naselowitz, our daily show. We got a good one for you today. You know, it's kind of weird coming in today. I'm going to be honest with you. Before I start the show off, I think it's really, really cool that John Hendrick, the boss over here at Riverbender, is given the team the day off. But I wanted to make sure, hey, I said Monday through Friday, and it's a Friday, so I'm going to be here. So walking in today, and it's like a ghost town, you know. It was almost like one of those Stephen King novels, you know, where you walk in and you're the only person left in the world. It was kind of weird. Never had that happen. Downtown Alton's kind of quiet today, too. All around the board. Hey, we have a great show and want to make sure we have a little bit of fun today. I want to play, not now, but towards the end of the show, I'm going to replay a conversation that we had with Carolyn West with the First United Methodist Women's Club's rummage sale, which is coming up next week. She's a wonderful individual. She's done so much hard work for this, so I want to replay it to get us all a little bit of a refresher. We aren't going to talk to Backpack Bandits today. We'll do that next week. We had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, but Blog Talk, Holmes Outdoor Service with the CEO of Holmes Outdoor Service. I'm a little nervous. We're going to have those conversations too. At 9:04, here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and over 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We will take you to Wood River first. Dan Brandon, the content director, reports the following. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And it was announced that at 10 a.m. on April the 5th, there will be a Prevention and Partnership kickoff event at Riverbend Family Ministries located at 144 East Ferguson in Wood River. Here's the latest. The Illinois Department of Children and Family Services 3rd Judicial Circuit Family Violence Prevention Council will partner with other organizations in the month's focus to prevent child abuse. Guest speakers for the April 5th event include Judge Maureen Schutte, Aaron Bickle, Executive Director of Refuge, Tara Winters, the Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Illinois, Stephanie Grigsby, Southern Regional Administrator for Child Protection, Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, Chief Judge Stephen Stobbs, and Senator Erica Harris. The event will include a proclamation reading and information regarding the prevention of child abuse and neglect. Child abuse and neglect prevention happens in partnership. We have a role to play in creating positive experiences for children and connecting family with resources when they need them. Children and families are the foundation of our communities, and when they are safe, strong, and supported, it benefits us all. That's a quote from Tara Winters, the Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Illinois. Child Abuse Prevention Month has been observed each April since the first presidential proclamation in 1983. Since that time, millions of Americans have participated in this national campaign. Individuals, organizations, and communities across the United States plant pinwheels, tie ribbons, organize training, host fundraisers, and support a multitude of other activities celebrating healthy, happy childhoods and raising awareness that all children deserve to grow up in a nurturing, safe home. Also in the news today, out of Alton, Dalton Brown reporting out of the City Council meeting from Wednesday, a plan from Pride Incorporated to beautify and re-landscape one of the most heavily traveled intersections in downtown Alton is officially moving forward following unanimous approval from the Alton City Council on Wednesday night. The project will encompass all four corners of the intersection of Broadway and Piasaw Street near the Argosy Casino, the Alton Visitor Center, Art and Mills, grain silos, and more. The total financial obligation from the city amounts to $18,000, which Carolyn McAfee confirmed would come out of the city's tourism funds. Pride Inc.'s Vice President of Beautification, Natalie Morell, shared more about the project at the Committee of the Whole meeting, describing the project as money well spent due to the importance of first impressions. This intersection is the main artery to, from, and around our town, she said. First impressions are important, and we believe this is one way that we can upgrade this intersection by refreshing the landscaping. Pride Inc. believes this money well spent and is willing to be a financial contributor to this community project. The job was awarded to Alton company Sisk Lawn and Landscaping following its completion. Members of Pride Inc., the Alton Park and Recreation Department, and Corey Job, president of CEO of the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau, have offered to help maintain the landscaping. Alderwoman McAfee requested and received a suspension of the rules to expedite the item's passage on Wednesday. No estimated timeline for the project's completion has been provided so far. For more information about the beautification project and Pride Inc., who is a nonprofit beautification organization that does benefit the Riverbend region, you can find additional coverage on RiverBender.com. And as always, a full recording of the March 27th Alton City Council meeting is available at the top of the news story, or if you Google or type into your search bar RiverBender.com/video. Also in the news, Dalton Brown reporting out of Edwardsville, several individuals have been charged with weapon-related crimes in Madison County, including 2 charged in separate cases with firing in occupied public spaces in Alton and in Granite City. Trenton A. Sappington, 23, of Granite City, was charged with reckless discharge of a firearm and aggravated unlawful use of weapons. Sapington allegedly discharged a firearm in a populated commercial district near the area of Bell and West 3rd Street, right next to the Riverbender building in Alton, on January 28, 2024. Sappington was additionally charged with possessing a .5.7 caliber handgun at the time when he had no FOID card. In total, he faces 2 Class 4 felonies for both charges. The Alton Police Department did present Sappington's case, and court documents do indicate he was granted pretrial release after signing a condition of pretrial release order. Joshua T. Davis, 18 years of age, of Granite City, was charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, reckless discharge of a firearm, and aggravated unlawful use of weapons. On March the 19th, just a few days ago, Davis allegedly discharged a firearm at a building in the 2200th block of State Street in Granite City, which he knew or should have known was occupied, endangering the bodily safety of an individual within the vicinity. Davis also did not have a FOID card at the time of the offense when he was carrying a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun on his person. His case was presented by the Granite City Police Department, and he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial appearance in court. Rolando Delgado, 34, of Pittsburgh, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of weapons, unlawful possession of a stolen weapon, and unlawful possession of cannabis. Delgado allegedly possessed a PMK 380 9mm firearm while knowing it to be stolen, as well as over 100 grams of cannabis. On February the 27th of 2024, he faces 2 Class 4 felonies for the unlawful weapon use and cannabis possession charges, as well as a Class 2 felony for possessing a stolen firearm. His case was presented by the Madison County Sheriff's Office and has been released upon a signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Michael P. Meyer, 18 years of age, of Hillsborough, was charged with 2 counts of unlawful use of weapons, both Class 4 felonies. On January the 5th, Meyer allegedly carried 2 pistols, a Glock 19X and a Palmyra 80 model PF9SS on his person, which he possessed while being under 21 years of age. Meyer's case was presented by the Collinsville Police Department, and court filings indicate that he was released after signing his conditions of pretrial release order. Rozelle Johnson II, 22 of Glen Carbon, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of weapons on February the 10th. Johnson allegedly carried a Glock 9mm handgun in his vehicle, which court documents state was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible at the time of the offense. He had no valid FOID card at the time. The Illinois State Police presented this case against Johnson, in which he faces a Class 4 felony, and court records do indicate he was released upon a signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Dalton Brown again reporting out of Edwardsville that an Alton man has been charged with deceiving an elderly person out of over $20,000 in just one of many Madison County theft cases, which also includes money and other items stolen from Alton businesses, local Walmarts, and more. Louis Johnson II, 45 of Alton, charged with 2 counts of theft over $10,000 and 1 count of theft of property over $5,000 by deception of an elderly person. From September the 18th, 2021 to October the 14th, 2022, Johnson allegedly committed a series of acts to knowingly obtain by deception over $20,000 from an elderly individual. Johnson faces 3 Class 2 felonies for each charge in a case that was presented by the Highland Police Department. He was granted pretrial release after signing the conditions. Laura McKeever, 24 of Alton, was charged with 1 count of theft after allegedly stealing over $10,000 worth of U.S. currency, jewelry, and stones from It's Raining Inn in Alton on January the 4th. She faces a Class 2 felony in a case that was presented from the Alton Police Department and was released upon her signature of conditions, a pretrial release order. Blake A. Ennis, 35 of Wood River, was charged with 1 count of theft and another count of theft, second or subsequent offense. On January the 26th, Ennis stole over $500 worth of U.S. currency, vape devices, and assorted products from Studio 420. Ennis had previously been convicted of theft in Madison County in 2014, about 10 years ago. In his latest case presented by the Alton Police Department, he faces a Class 3 felony for theft, a Class 4 felony for a second or subsequent offense, and he has reportedly been granted pretrial release after signing a conditions of pretrial release order. Finally, out of Alton, Stephen L. Monroe, 62 years of age, was charged with stealing several items from the Lowe's at 1619 Homer M. Adams Parkway in Alton. Monroe allegedly stole less than $300 worth of glue, scissors, wood filler, hardware, and assorted merchandise on January the 20th, according to court documents. Monroe was charged with 1 count of theft and 1 count of retail theft under $300, his second or subsequent of such offense. Court documents state Monroe had previously been charged with retail theft in Madison County in 2008. The Alton Police Department did present the latest case against Monroe, in which he faces a Class 3 felony for theft and a Class 4 felony for a second subsequent retail theft offense. Court documents do indicate that he was released upon his signature of condition of pretrial release order. Also in the news today, Sydney Sinks reporting out of Alton that Jules Fair and Steph Plant will host their first Perspective Night at the conservatory this evening. Here's what we know. Every last Friday of the month, Fairs and Plant's Perspective Night will invite people to come to the conservatory for a creative circle and open mic. Fair said the goal is to encourage creativity and connection among artists in Alton. From 6 to 8 p.m., attendees can write, paint, and draw with art supplies donated by Jacoby Art Center. Fair will lead the creative circle and create live painting. Her own artwork will also be displayed throughout the space. The open mic runs from 8 to 10 p.m., which is led by Plant, a local folk musician. Fair said people can expect music, poetry readings, and more during this open mic. She hopes that some people will bring their instruments, some will bring their voices, and collaboration will happen naturally. While this is the first Perspective Night, creation is a common theme at the conservatory. Fair and Plant both hope that Perspective Nights continue to bring artists across the Riverbend to create and display their work. Fair noted that Alton has a community over completion mindset, or excuse me, a community over competition mindset, excuse me, and she is excited to see what comes from this attitude and the prospective night space. And I know we all are too. The event is open to anyone 21 years or older. There will be a bar, and non-alcoholic CBD drinks will also be available. Fair encourages everyone to come enjoy the creation and connection that prospective night will bring. For more information, you can visit the official Facebook event page, or as I always like to plug, head on over to RiverBender.com/events, where this is listed along with about 40 other things that you and your family can go ahead and do this Easter weekend. Dalton Brown was reporting out of Wood River, a recap of a conversation we had on this show just a few short days ago. Members of the Wood River Business Alliance shared more about the growth of the organization and the city itself, just ahead of the What's Up Downtown event that happened last night, Thursday, March the 28th, at the Wood River Library. Kristen Burns and Jonas Cathy with the Wood River Business Alliance appeared on our daily show to share more about the organization and upcoming events. Burns said the event has been running for about a year and described it as a super casual way for businesses and residents to meet, to network together, and showcase what's happening downtown. However, she added the event is open to anyone inside or outside of Wood River who wants to learn more, referring to the What's Up Downtown events. We have tons of growth happening downtown, which is very exciting, Burns said. We have new businesses coming in. We have old businesses that are doing amazing things, and we want to make sure that we are highlighting all of that. She said most drivers go right past downtown Wood River on Illinois 143 and hopes the Wood River Business Alliance can encourage more motorists to take a turn and discover what the city's downtown has to offer. The Wood River Business Alliance was formerly known as Wood River Economic Development. Burns explained the organization shed its former name for something more in line for their goals in the area. We really wanted to change the name to reflect what we're really doing, Burns said. Yes, we're there to develop and we're there for economic growth, but we're really there for the businesses that are already there too. There's so many opportunities that we can offer. Burns described her experience with the group as a whirlwind, but one that's been, quote, exciting and fun. As the owner of Rachel and Company Coffee House, Jonas Cathy, said his experience as a small business owner in Wood River allows him to help other businesses in the area as well. I had to jump in, he said, of the Business Alliance. With me being a small business owner down there as well, it's beneficial for everybody. I can utilize my experiences in business to help new businesses coming in with what I can help with. Cathy, who said he attended Wood River schools, found love in Wood River, and laid his family's roots in the city, added he's blessed to be able to invest in the community in which he came from. He hopes his 5 children will one day go on to be Wood River business owners as well, securing a new generation for growth for the city for years to come. He also said the Business Alliance welcomes everybody across the board, including everyone from community members to owners of large corporate businesses. For more information about the Wood River Business Alliance, the previous What's Up Downtown in Wood River, stay up to date on their Facebook page so you'll never miss out on all the growth and exciting things that are happening right there in Wood River, Illinois. We'll take another look at news really briefly at 9:20 out of Alton. The King Cat Tournament Trail will land on the Alton Riverfront Saturday, the 27th of April, as the quest to see who can land the largest Mississippi River catfish gears up. And I'd say so. The fishing tournament trail held along waterways across the country from January through November brings the thrill of another catfish tournament to the Rivers and Routes region of southwest Illinois. The King Cat Tournament is another way we can showcase the great fishing opportunities on our mighty river, a quote from Corey Job. He continues, we are pleased that we are able to partner with the King Cat officials to offer this tournament on the Mississippi River in Alton. King Cat is an established tournament trail that takes place at river locations throughout the Midwest and southeastern United States. Tournament officials use the events as an opportunity to educate people on how to catch catfish, promote the conservation of catfish and waterways, and to entertain those who are both experienced and, well, like me, amateur anglers. King Cat is looking forward to its Alton tournament, which is a new location for our trail, said Alicia Peavy, tournament representative. We look forward to seeing what anglers bring in from this new part of the mighty Mississippi. The Mississippi River is home to some amazing fishing. King Cat is excited about adding this to the region's long history of outdoor excellence. That's a great quote. Anglers can pre-register online by visiting kingcatusa.com. That's kingcatusa.com. Please note that cat is spelt with a K, so it's KINGKAT. USA.com. The captain's meeting will be held on April the 26th at the Alton Amphitheater starting at 5 p.m. One member of each team must be present at the captain's meeting. 9:22 is the time. Let's take a quick check at your weather. I'm taking the sweatshirt off in another hour. It's 55 degrees. Feels like 63 out there today. Breezy and warmer with times of clouds and sun. Wow. Our weather desk has issued a little bit of a note, nothing to alarm you with, but a tornado outbreak is possible early next week. That's what it's saying on our desk here at RiverBender.com/weather. It's asking you to check back to the weather desk often. Tonight, cloudy, breezy, and mild with a brief shower. Sorry to spook you at 9:22 in the morning. Temperatures will reach 75 degrees today, drop down to 57 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a high of 72, a low of 53. On Sunday, a 91% chance that we're getting a thunderstorm, a high of 80 degrees, and a low of 60. On Monday, another chance we're getting a thunderstorm, 94% chance, a high of 75 on Monday, a low of 48. On Tuesday, an 88% chance that the rain's sticking with us, and a high of 53, and, well, we're plummeting back down to 34 overnight as we head into Wednesday. For time and temperature throughout the day, you can always give that landmark number a ring. One of my favorite things Riverbender's ever done is by getting this phone number, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. Before I take a quick break, wanted to fill you in on Easter weekend at Abundant Church. You know, Good Friday services start at 6:30 p.m. this evening at 3986 Humbert Road in Alton, and Easter Sunday services are on Sunday, of course, at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m. You know, Abundant Church, folks, is really growing, and it's not one where it's abrasive, where, you know, it's kind of rocking your world. They open their doors up and they let you come in and experience what you'd like to experience. The community of younger people that are really starting to take roots in Abundant Church is really fun to see for me, and Pastor Joe Banks and his family and the staff at Abundant Church are really doing some cool things, and I'm glad to call them a partner of ours. We hope that you have some opportunities to go check out Abundant Church if that's what you're into. If not, no biggie. That's cool too. You can visit abundant.church for more information for your Easter weekend services. That's abundant.church. The time is 9:24 on this 29th day of March, and we'll take a quick break. Sydney Sinks is going to teleport to this building because, well, we taped it yesterday. Blog Talk, that comes around the corner next, right after this on our daily show.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. For From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Val Commit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit FalCommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Friday morning, right around 9:20 for all of you. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Sydney and I. Well, and it feels like about 11:43. For Sydney and I. This has been a long month, Sydney. You know, someone the other day, actually it was today on the text line, we're taping on a Thursday, they said, CJ, are you partying again? I wish.
No, we're just working.
I think we're just absolutely exhausted. You've been busting your butt. The latest blog, chilling at the coffee shop in small town USA.
I do have some time to chill at coffee shops, though. It's been busy, but I do make time for this. So
there you go. Well, fill me in on this because, you know, I hate to do this to you.
No, let's hear it.
Here's my thoughts. Is Alton a small town?
Okay, well, that's fair enough. You know what? That's fair enough. I'd argue, so I grew up in Brighton, so to me, no, actually, Alton is pretty big. But to the general, the general world, I'd say comparatively we're smaller, right? I feel like that's fair.
No, you're right. I was curious, though, because I asked that just for the Brighton question because, technically it would be a bigger town than...
Yeah, to me, this is like a mecca. You guys got everything in Alton. So, no, but it does still have, we can argue whether it's big or small all day long, but at the end of the day, it still has the small town feeling of where you just know people when you go out. And, it's kind of nice just to know that you're going to run into people you like. So
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. You found yourself at a local shop where you and your friend met up to get some work done.
Yep.
I love talking with Pat. He always is in here working hard. So she had homework to complete. You were, writing, as always.
Always writing.
So take me through the sights and sounds of the coffee shop.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What coffee shop were you at? Were you at Mavis?
So I was at Mavis. So and don't get me wrong, I love them all. But I hit up Germania, you see me, probably at least once or twice a week, if we're being honest, on my way into work. But I was at Mavis this time. And it was so nice just to, they've got a crowded room in there. And you've been to Mavis. It's beautiful.
It is.
It's
Can I say
nice.
something real quick?
Please do.
Have you seen the latest Facebook post from one of the local coffee shops?
Which one? Or which post, I guess?
The post about the bad customers?
No, I haven't.
There was, I don't know if I should even say it, but I'm going to.
Well, I'm curious now.
It kind of went viral this morning.
Really?
A local coffee shop that has multiple locations has an individual, and I think it was kind of badass. She decided to post one of the worst customers that they've experienced.
Really?
And to get those insights were a little fascinating. I just kind of thought, wow, you're kind of like, I bet there's like 800, small town shop owners and employees are like, yeah, stick it to them.
Yeah, right.
Because it is frustrating when you're doing your job. Sorry, I'm going off on a rant here or a tangent. But it was an individual, and I love the shop. I mean, we love our coffee shops, and I happen to have had them on the show quite a bit. But reading it, it was like, at first I went, ooh, man. And then after looking at what this lady said about the place, rightfully so that she gets called out. You know,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
is that I'll have to send you the post, but I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
kind of,
curious.
you know how you don't want to step over the line and kind of get in trouble. I don't want
Right.
to make you feel like I'm like against what you did. I'm not.
No, I'm
it was
curious.
just kind of
I
fascinating.
I
you
do
know?
gotta read it.
Yeah.
But it goes, I mean, it points up a bigger problem that these are small shops. These are locally owned businesses. At the end of the day, the only thing you can do is just be kind to each other. You know, why be mean
You
to
think.
why be mean to the person making your coffee in the morning? Like, what the heck?
What the hell? Okay,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sorry. So I've always said this, and before we go into the deep dive here, because the sleep deprivation, I think, has just gotten to both
Let's
of us
hear
here. I feel like Alton and the Riverbend region have an issue. We act like this is New York City.
That's interesting.
We
yeah.
do. So here's what happens. Everyone's going 70 miles an hour on the way to work. They're cutting people off. They're using the right turn lane to turn left to get around people. And listen, anyone that's against the roundabout, I'm sorry, it's just going to slow you down because I'm tired of watching y'all run the red light so I can't get to where I need to go. I'm just tired of that argument too. The mayor made a great call so to the village. But, you know, you see all that and I'm going, we live in small town America.
Yeah.
If you're 10 minutes late to your job, it's not like you're going to go meet with the New York Times.
That's very
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah,
you
I
aren't
know.
going to the White House for a debriefing. You're
very
going to
true.
get your dog groomed. You don't need to fly over there to be, you know, well, I'm sorry, I got here 5 minutes late. You're getting a coffee. Why are you rushing?
Do you think this is an Alton specific
No,
thing? Or, okay,
no.
This is just an
Yeah,
American.
this is small town America problem.
That's an interesting point because I do think we are in the age and where you just are go 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 all the time
Mm-hmm.
and it's constant and it's making us crueler in a lot
It
of ways.
is.
Yeah.
We're gotten to this point where it's like it's my way or the
Yeah.
highway, and the hell with you if you don't agree with me or
Absolutely.
cater to me, and
No.
that's the catering. But at small town American coffee shops, the way
Yes.
that you do it, I love this. It's you've described a living room.
Yes, well, that's a nice way to put it. No, and so that's kind of nice every now and then.
See how I
'cause
took
yes,
that way
Yeah,
and
it
got
was
back,
it was a
you know?
beautiful segue. But you know, you stay busy all the time. You're go go go. I'm guilty as anyone of going to get my coffee and go fast and get to work
Mm-hmm.
and keep going. But there's a very nice part about every now and then taking a break, sitting down at one of these shops and kind of just visiting with the people there. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're all just people. We're all just Altonians, sort of.
We're all
technically,
neighbors.
Yeah.
We're all Riverbenders.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
Exactly. It's kind of nice just to have that reminder that at the end of the day, this is not that deep. We can just sit together and have a cup of coffee. It'll be nice.
Well, and take me through some of the sights and sounds of those days, those type of days. You know, that's kind of interesting too.
Yeah, well, I definitely, so for me, and I used to do this all the time before I started working here, but I would go to a coffee shop and I'd get my laptop out or my book or whatever, and I would just sit there for hours and I'd nurse my cup of coffee and I would just get things done. And I loved that kind of thing. I loved being around people and being productive and, you know, the smell of coffee. I loved it. So now, you know, I don't do that as often because I'm here instead and writing, which is wonderful. And when I get the chance every now and then to go and check it out somewhere else, it's kind of nice just to mix up the routine a little bit, get things done.
Well, and that's a good point, and that's
Yeah.
what I meant earlier. So, what you detailed here is why I think small town America is so valued.
Yeah.
Is because of those conversations where it's not like we're all, you know, completely invested in kissing the ass of everyone next to us, you know, but just to have those friendly chats, you know, where we're all neighbors. It doesn't matter if you live in, you know, Ridge Street or if you live on, if you live on Mildred Street. You know, it's the
Absolutely.
bottom line is we're all part of this town, and you're just talking. Hey, how are things going with you today? Oh, hey, I saw you in the paper. I saw you
Yeah.
here. Well, no one reads the paper. I saw you online. I saw you here. I saw you there. But that's what I kind of meant earlier, where it's like that charm in some ways
Yes.
is going away, but it's nice to know that at Mavis and where you go, you're seeing this still.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the nice things is just to see people still at the end of the day, we're just sitting down and talking, you
Yeah.
know, and everybody, I maintain this and I've said this before, but everybody, when you sit down with them, they have something interesting to say.
Yeah.
Something interesting going on, something interesting in their life. Everyone would make a great feature story. I'm working on that because I
true.
think that would be fun. But my point is just, you know, to be able to sit down with some of these neighbors and hear about some of the cool things that are happening in the community, that's very fun. So, it's
You
very
have good
fun.
peripheral vision.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, before I start throwing random stuff at you, I wanted to ask you, when did you start doing this? Was this a high school Sydney thing? Was this something that you started to do a couple years ago? Because you kind of have gotten to this year of yes, and now kind of embracing all of these vulnerabilities we've talked about.
Yeah.
But when did this part of your routine start?
Well, I love that you bring up the year of yes and the vulnerabilities, because there is, in this case, I went with one of my friends, but I've gone many times alone and sat down by myself. And that, if you're not used to that, that can be a little bit nerve-wracking.
So I do have questions for you on this. I am the worst at being alone.
Really?
And in public, because I always look like I'm a creep.
I doubt that, but
So I feel like it though. I mean, this is how tired I am. I'm just being this brutally honest. Like, there's sometimes I sit there at the bar and I'm like, man, people are probably going, look at that, friggin' weirdo over there. Or, I'm sitting there at, a coffee shop or even a restaurant by myself, and they're like, why is that guy staring around? Because I'm never on my phone, so I just kind of, do. But I have a bad time with it, because then I feel like, I don't know how to phrase this, and I'm pretty good at turning phrases. I feel like when I'm in those situations, I'm guilty of something that I never have done. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
It's a weird thought that I have, but that's always my feeling when I'm alone.
No, that's interesting, and that it kind of, to go back to our bigger kind of perspective of America and just each other and go. Do you think that's in partly because we have gotten so used to surveillance through like phones and social media? And, just so used to performing, I guess, in some ways.
Yes and no. I think mine has a little bit more to do because, when my business went away 7 years ago, I was like #1 pariah for 2 or 3 weeks because of a bad breakup and things. So I think a lot of that could be a little bit of like PTSD of people. And I care what people think about it. I really don't. That's why I do a talk show. And I've gotten things said to me that are terrible, but there's just like this thing where I used to not make the best decisions in life. I used to party all the time, drink and do other things, and that was 5 or 6 years ago. We all know it. It's an open secret in town. But I guess I'm so used to being like the next day someone going, man, did you see what CJ did last night? Or did you hear about what he did here? Or that I'm so used to, I'm automatically programmed to think, oh man, you're coming in here after a night of doing something bad, or not bad, but partying, or a night of embarrassing yourself, or, they found out about, your business, getting partnered off or whatever. And I think that's where my problem is, where it's more of a reactionary to something that already happened. And my brain, even though I'm doing a lot better, obviously, can't understand it.
No, I totally get you now. And I just want to say, first of all, also, I really admire, now I'm being genuine. I really admire how open you are about, everything like that. Because that takes the power away, too, and gives you the power back. So, first of all, that. And second of all, no, I think there's definitely something, and I kind of mentioned this, too. In the small towns, you know everybody, which is great, unless you're having a bad day or you're, whatever, And so there's definitely those times when you're like, dang, I just really want to go out and not see anyone, or I just need to get something done, and I'm not up to conversation today. And I think that is, if we can acknowledge that too, I think that also is a very real part of this life.
Yeah, and I at first kind of thought, maybe it's because I'm not good at meeting new people, but I don't think that's the case. There's something more to it that I still, and I'm not trying to, turn this on me. It's a weird thought that I have. It's like, why would I go up to it? They're going to, hell is this creep talking to me for, but it's just interesting.
No, it's very real. It's very real. And to be by yourself, and especially we just don't do that often in life. You spend a lot of time with people, and I think we spend a lot of time distracting ourselves too in various ways. So to be by yourself is kind of a nerve-wracking experience, and to do it in public especially is very nerve-wracking.
Let me ask you this. You've had the experience now to be a part of some, I don't want to say big news stories, but bigger kind of situations, that you've covered. Whenever the story's done, because eventually the story always comes to an end. Sometimes they take a lot longer than others, you know that. But, whenever a big story's done, I thought you did a beautiful job of how you detailed the Edwardsville bathroom.
Oh, thank you.
I really do. I think that it was completely down the middle. You had, language that was included by everybody,
Thank you. Yeah.
Really good. But whenever those articles are done, those stories are done, do you have a come down period where it's like you're still going 3,000 miles an hour because you're trying to get stuff? Does it take a lot for you to kind of relax after something like that now that you've been doing this for some time?
That's interesting because it doesn't feel done in some ways, because you finish one thing, right? And then you kind of jump into the next thing. And so it doesn't feel like a completed arc so much as just on to the next thing. When I was not to completely tangent, but when I was in college, I did sexual assault coverage for a long time. Wow. And it was a very small campus, and everybody knew everybody. and kind of like a microcosm of Alton in that way.
Okay.
And so everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew what I had written about, and it was very, very spotlighted for a second, and felt very much like I was gonna get in trouble, or there were some threats that came out against me, and so it was just, it was kind of nerve-wracking. But at the end of the day, this is just what we do. This is just our job.
Yeah.
So and this is the important stuff to do too and to cover. So I don't really know where I'm going with that, besides just to say, like, no, it definitely takes a while to come down from all of it, because it is intense.
And I think that's what I was kind of meaning.
Yeah.
Is that's where I think affects me, in like
yeah.
the sitting by yourself stuff, because you're coming down from all the crazy, literally crazy just stuff that happens every day, and then you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
But how did you kind of break that mold? Because you said you go by yourself.
Right.
Do you make it a point to talk to people?
Well, if I make it a point to be kind no matter what, right? So if I go in and obviously you go in and you're just nice and kind to people, and kind of, I make a point, I try to compliment people, and we can kind of strike up a conversation from that. I'm kind of an extrovert, and like secretly.
Yeah, for
secretly.
sure. Yeah,
And
no,
so,
you are. You aren't secretly. You are an extrovert. I can tell.
So I like that. I like talking to people. But, there are definitely those days where you're like, look, I'm just trying to get some stuff done. So, like, we're just going to kind of focus in. And I think that people also pick up on that. And people know when you want to talk. And I know when other people were open to discussions and when they kind of want to break. And that's completely fine, too,
So I wanted to ask you about, God, I can't even think about it. Well, this is my thought.
Yeah.
So there's people, and I've talked to AJ at Max about this. He is such a great bartender, knows everyone's name, really just a nice guy. We've talked about this, where you could see somebody at the bar every day for 6 years. If you were a barfly, or, because, until about 2010, pretty much all of this town were barflies and went a lot. And that's just, I'm not picking on anybody. We just went out and we were socialized down. Now, not so much because of COVID and everything else. But it's getting back there. But you don't ever really, everything about that person, right? You know their interests, you know what gets them going in the morning, you know what kind of is bothering them, you know what's on their mind, what's happening, but you never know their name.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Is that kind of like the coffee shop vibe too, where you're like, oh yeah, she always is reading that, Lemony Snicket book or whatever you want to call. I'm reading a series of unfortunate events again.
Oh, really?
I
That's
love them as a kid,
interesting.
and I wanted to read them again now. Really kind of scary now that you're reading them. But but is it kind of like that, or do you have more of a personalized approach in those type of settings compared to maybe ones that we're kind of used to as Riverbender people in that kind of bar setting?
That's interesting. No, in fact, that's kind of why I like the coffee shops, is because it's very similar to a bar setting, but without the drinking, which trust me, I can go for a drink every now and then. But every now and then, it's nice just to come in the morning and sit down and do some stuff. And so no, it's interesting because you run into people, and that's the thing too at these shops. People are pretty much working on something all the time. People are working on really interesting things, and if you kind of strike up a conversation, a lot of times people are interested in telling you their projects and what they're doing. So it's kind of neat just to hear what people are up to and what they're into and how things are going for them. And at the end of the day, we may never talk again, but at least we got this nice experience of having a conversation and connecting with someone for a second.
So I wanted to ask you about this, because I get criticized a lot by the way I dress.
Really?
I do, a lot, because, people, well, you need to be in a suit when you're doing this show, and I tell, go away from me. Like, I don't need to be in a suit unless it's election night or I got the President of the United States in my office.
Right.
Because I feel like, the more that you false present, it just doesn't give off, it's not a real authentic vibe. So that's why I come in how I feel, because some days we all wake up and want to throw on sweatpants and a sweatshirt and call it a day. And that's what I did today. But, in this, I was reading something about, going into the store in sweatpants, T-shirt, no makeup. Sometimes you craved, I hate this word.
Anonymity.
Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
I'm with you.
But I got to ask you, does that bother you now? Do you have to look presentable when you go out and what I mean by that, because you're obviously always presentable, but would you have to put on the full makeup, or, for you, or is it just, are you comfortable in who you are now that it doesn't matter, I'm going to go as I please?
That's an interesting question. No, I definitely am still, and I'll go out without the makeup on and, just kind of be whatever, but on certain days. But for most of the time, I'm pretty much like, if I'm going somewhere, then I'm going to put on the eyeliner. I'm going to get out. And that's just me. I like to think eventually we'll all get to a point where everyone can just kind of do what they want to do. But personally, no, I'm definitely still. And it was interesting too, because I do dress a little bit differently when I go to work versus just a normal day. And so even this photo that's included there is just a picture of what I would wear on like a normal day.
Well, that's presentable.
I think I look
that's
great.
Work attire.
No.
You do.
Thank you. No,
work attire.
but and I was kind of like, oh, this is just the slightest bit vulnerable, not super, but just the slightest bit vulnerable to be like, oh, this is what I look like when I'm not Sydney the reporter and I'm just Sydney, the random person. So it's an interesting conversation and kind of a something to think about, especially in this job and this role, and you can relate to this where you do see a lot of people and you meet a lot of people and that kind of thing. Text
line question on a Friday anyway. I got a question for all of you while you're watching this. What time is it? About 9:38. Do you give a... Hold on, I got to do this the right way. Do you give on who looks at you in public? Like, do you really care? I'm curious. Do you care if people see you in a nice outfit, or do you care if you're in sweatpants? Because I don't.
I'm curious too.
I am. I think that's an interesting poll because I think so many of us are just down to earth folks. And I mean that. I don't think there's too many pompous people in the city or in the communities at all. Because to me, I seriously get made fun of for wearing sweatpants to golf.
Oh, you're right for that though. It's relaxing. Yeah.
If I'm going to you're going out and you're going to a bar, or you're going to downtown and you're looking like that in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Okay, number one. Yeah. If I have to look nice to pick anybody up out of a bar in downtown, I'm already off to the wrong race. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say this, but it's true. If I have to present this false sense of like, this,
real.
Who I am, then we're already starting the relationship off on a bad foot.
That's very real.
Because you're never going to see me in a nice outfit like that until about, holiday season, when I got to look good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just me. And that's why when I was kind of reading this, it's like, I feel like so many people, whether or not it's a coffee shop or if it's just a donut shop, a breakfast place, a bar, you name it. There's so many of these meeting and living room situations around the community. It's kind of cool that we have these kind of incubators too.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's the coolest thing.
Now I got a question. Which is your favorite living room?
My favorite living room? I don't know, because I like going to all of them. I don't want to have favorites.
I know.
And, you go with different people and you have traditions with different people of like, oh, we always go to Germania or we always go to Post or whatever. So it's always fun just to check them all out, and me dodging the question. It's always fun just to go to all of them and see what's going on. And I do really like going to Mavis every now and then and taking a treat there. Yes. So
I was waiting. What's your favorite?
I
can't do that to you. I can't do that to you. No, I've gotten too many people in trouble this week.
Oh, no, I don't need that.
Before I move on.
Yes.
I got to ask, what's coming down the pipeline?
Okay, so we just this past week, we have been profiling every woman of distinction for the YWCA for 2024.
The good kind of profiling.
Yes, the best kind of profiling, where we're highlighting what these women are doing, because it's really cool what people are doing in our community. And so we're about to finish up with that over this last weekend. The last few ones will come out, so that's fun.
There's some amazing, not to be funny about this, but I mean, normally, because we've done the Women of Distinction every year, but this year there's been a really a unique crop of women that are being recognized. I'm not being funny about it or sugarcoating it. I mean, I'm serious. It's kind of cool to see all the diversity in that
so cool.
that lineup.
It's so cool and so interesting to hear what people are into. And, people are into just like such a vast array of things. And I asked everyone too. I said, well, what do you want people to know if they want to start getting involved but aren't sure where to start? And they had such interesting answers. And so you'll have to read them to see the answers. But, it just is fascinating what people had to say and the advice they gave to other community members who want to do more.
You know what I think's funny too? That whenever not funny, but ironic is whenever you have those profiles and in any profile, it doesn't matter if it's this or you name it, you start to hear about like, oh, what do you think, should be better for the region? What should we do here? What should we do here? It's never the national argument ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's what I mean by that, because people are going to go, here we go. It's Easter and CJ's been in there. No, I'm saying that in a world where everything's right and left, here in our community, it's just about what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by it, because everyone's on the same page. Like, everyone kind of wants to move forward. Everyone wants to do this. Everyone wants to be involved. And it's so much different than the national conversation of, well, no, you said this, so I have to disagree. we're all on the same page. We just have a different avenue to get there. You know, and that's what I think's cool about these profiles is that everyone is seriously on the same page, just reading them and all the different backgrounds and thoughts. And we're all just trying to figure out what avenue we need to take.
Absolutely. No, it's so interesting. And people are just doing everything they can to help other people. That's what is really standing out to me about these profiles, but also about, you know, as I talk to more people in our community, so many people are just doing what they can to help other people. And it just is the coolest thing.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, I really do mean that. So you got that coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
What else is coming down the pipeline?
All kinds of things. Always busy. So I'm going to take a nice break over this, you know, this holiday. So that'll be nice. But I look forward to coming back and hitting strong on Monday and seeing what's going on.
All right. Well, before I let you go, I decided, you know, we got to talk about something here.
Let's hear it.
Tell us about your Easter plans.
So my Easter plans, I plan to, my brother's coming home from college, so that'll be nice, and we're going to hang out. And one thing that we're going to do, and this might be the blog post for next week.
It should be.
We are going to decorate lamb cakes. And I don't know, CJ, have you ever heard of a lamb cake?
Okay, I have heard of them.
Yes.
Do you use the pink plastic mask on them too?
No, we aren't quite that. They are horrifying. I'll be honest with you. Some of them are pretty terrible.
Don't you beat me to this punch,
No,
Sydney.
sorry.
Don't you beat me to this punch,
sorry,
okay?
but-
Hold on, I'm trying something. Oh, now I'm stuck. How do I get this thing out? Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, I got it. Okay, I was kind of nervous here. I'm like, what are we going to do? So I decided to help you out here.
Thank you.
Folks, this is your disclaimer to take your little children away from the screen. As long as you don't have a blog post where your Easter cakes look like this.
Oh, goodness.
Have you seen this, folks? This is how bad they could look, okay? These are two of the scariest lamb cakes I think I have ever seen in my life. Look at this. This one's following you. Look at its eyes. I mean, let's zoom in a little bit. Both of the eyes on each side follow you.
They do.
So are yours going to look away? Look at this. Hold on. No. Let's see it. Here's how it talks.
Hello, I'm the Easter Bunny. Yeah, all that stuff.
Anyway, I have effects on this, so it'll sound better in the post-production. But, I mean, so are yours going to look a little bit better than...
Oh, God, I hope so. I don't know, though. I've never done one before. So I could be coming in next week with the worst lamb cake you've ever seen. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Made a goat cake.
Exactly. We'll see what happens.
Sydney, happy Easter. You deserve this day off. Sydney's not in today. My eye is twitching. I'm so tired.
So sorry.
I mean, I'm literally about ready to have a stroke.
Go home.
I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke here any second.
Please don't. Not on air.
Worst things have happened. With that being said, you have a safe Easter. Seriously,
Thanks.
Enjoy your family, and we'll talk again on Monday.
Thanks. You too. Have a good one.
With that being said, more of our daily show rolls around the corner with Ethan Holmes, Holmes Outdoor Services. And this is cool. So I've talked about Ethan a couple of times. He fixed some of the stuff at my house. We're still doing some work. He reminds me of that old school mentality of just someone who wants to get the job done. Well, Ethan's going to join us with the CEO of his company.
Nice.
Turns out to be his son.
Oh, wow.
We'll get that interview. It hits you next, right after this in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over
over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mikey. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around.
9:58, welcome back. Closing out this 9 o'clock hour of last 9 o'clock hour of March shows. Felt like it'd never end. I'm telling you what, it felt like the Green Mile. Hey, a couple days ago, I gave you some Easter by the numbers, and I told you I would get back to it after we had some time to do it, and now I do. So we're going to do it. I said a lot of do-its right there. Hey, when it comes to Easter traditions, 59% of parents say they carried on an Easter tradition from their childhood. Now 77% of Americans are excited to start new traditions with their families. Now I have a question for this. Does a new tradition mean that it's a spin-off of a former tradition you used to do with your, parents, or is a new tradition just like a brand new thing to do? Kind of curious. Hey, we'll find out. 57% of people plan to cook an Easter meal, and 53% plan to visit family and friends on Easter Sunday. Now, let's talk about the top family Easter activities. According to the numbers, 83% of us will be participating in an Easter egg hunt, or 83% of the respondents chose Easter egg hunts as the top Easter activity. 69% of us chose eating candy. 69% of us also chose dyeing eggs, and taking family photos was chosen 58% of the time. And making Easter dinner, well, that was right around 57%. Now, as we talk, eggs. 180 million eggs are purchased for Easter. 180 million and $3. Well, that's the average price of a dozen eggs right now. 49% of parents plan to decorate Easter eggs. Didn't say if it was with their children or not. 16 million Easter egg dyeing kits are sold each year, and 51% plan an Easter egg hunt for their kids after those dye jobs are taken care of. In 1878, a little White House history for you, the year of the inaugural White House Easter egg roll. That was in 1878. And the number 3, that's the number of times the White House Easter egg roll had to be canceled, once due to rain and 2 times due to, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. 30,000 plus, that's the number of people that attend the White House Easter egg roll every year. That's a lot of people. I never, because the cameras are on, it doesn't look like 30,000 people. Man, how come I'm never invited? 80,000 plus, that's the souvenir wooden eggs that are made for each White House Easter egg roll. Had no idea. It's just wonderful. And now as we take a look at numbers, $750,000, that's the amount spent by the White House Historical Association on the Easter egg roll each year. And now 1,200. That's the number of people that are needed to help volunteer to organize the Easter egg roll each year. That's a monster of a project. 195, that's the number of Easter Hallmark cards that are available. And 501,000, that's the amount of eggs hidden in the world's largest Easter egg hunt in Winter Haven, Florida. That was set in 2007. And now let's talk about, the other part of Easter. The most popular church days in the United States are number 1, Easter, number 2, Christmas Eve, number 3, Palm Sunday, and number 4, Mother's Day. 63% of Americans identify themselves as Christians, and 81% of Americans plan to celebrate Easter. 43% plan to attend church on Easter Sunday. And just interesting to see how those play out. Those are your Easter days by the numbers from Wallet Hub. Always love kind of looking at those. At 10:02, before I take a quick break, are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? A life free from addiction is possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. With a commitment to delivering care that truly, and I mean truly, changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment program. So this means the recovery care plan developed for you is based on the latest science. Folks, listen, I get it. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be a constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. Addiction, it can happen to anybody. We all know of somebody, but so can recovery. So start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123 or hang out with Centerstone and myself on the first and last Wednesdays of each and every month as we tackle very important topics and discuss all of the different opportunities that are available when we need to utilize them at Centerstone. Recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org. And we'll take a quick break. Our daily show comes back on this Good Friday right after this. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Timber!
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mikey. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Still trying to make a name, knowing nothing's gonna change what I am. I was a young troubadour when I wrote in on a song, and I'll be an old troubadour.
10:08, welcome back. 59 degrees in downtown Alton. Will be 75 today, but here's what's happening around the Riverbend at 10:08. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 people that are always in the know each and every day of the work week with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Alton first. Dalton Brown does report that a plan from Pride Incorporated to beautify and re-landscape one of the most heavily traveled intersections in downtown Alton is officially moving forward following unanimous approval from the Alton City Council on Wednesday night. The project will encompass all four corners of the intersection of Broadway and Piasaw Streets near the Argosy Casino, Alton Visitor Center, Ardent Mills Grain Silos, and of course more. The total financial obligation from the city amounts to $18,000, which Carolyn McAfee, Alderwoman of Ward 2, confirmed would come out of the city's tourism funds. Pride Incorporated's Vice President of Beautification, Natalie Morrell, shared more about the project at the Committee of the Whole meeting, describing the project as, quote, money well spent, end quote, due to the importance of first impressions. The job was awarded to Alton Company, Sisk Lawn and Landscaping. Following its completion, members of Pride Inc., the Alton Parks and Recreation Department, and Corey Job, the president of CEO of the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau, have offered to help maintain the landscaping. Alderwoman McAfee requested and did receive the suspension of the rules to expedite the item's passage on Wednesday night. No estimated timeline for the project's completion has been provided so far. For more on this intersection and Pride Incorporated and the work they do to beautify landscaping around the Riverbend region, there is additional coverage at RiverBender.com/news. And as always, a full recording of the March 27th Alton City Council meeting is available at the top of the story on RiverBender.com or at RiverBender.com/video. Take you to quick sports stories now from Bradley Piros. This was exciting last night at Gordon Moore Park. The Altoff Crusaders have kind of been the Achilles heel for the Marquette girls soccer team. The Explorers had suffered 7 straight defeats dating back to 2018. It was March 21st, 2014. The last time Marquette beat Altoff, a 2-1 win, played at McKendree University. That streak came to an end last night at Gordon Moore Park after the Explorers came back from being 2 goals down in overtime to win 3-2 in the final seconds of the game. I was there, and it was quite exciting to watch. It was the first time Marquette head coach Brian Hayner had beaten the Crusaders, and he was sure to soak it in. We're in a position where we're playing a very difficult portion of our schedule. We play some very good teams, and getting a win, especially a win against Altoff, it's really special, and it's something to be proud of. A win over Altoff when you're down 2 goals with 16 minutes left means that much more. I was really happy with that these girls got to make that memory tonight. It was a rather uneventful opening 80 minutes, but both sides had their chances throughout. Radley Hayner had a dangerous free kick in the 10th minute. She decided to strike it low under the wall, but Altoff keeper was there to make the save. A few moments later, Marquette goalie Jessica Eels had to make a couple of clutch saves after pushing the initial shot off the post. Altoff nearly cashed in on the rebound, but Eels made a point-blank save to keep the game level. Those were the only scoring opportunities in the first half. Marquette's golden chance came in the 68th minute when Hayner played a ball behind Altoff's defense into the path of Jamie Jarzenbeck. Jarzenbeck had just the keeper to beat after a short breakaway, but somehow the goalie came up with a kick save to keep the score level again. Being a conference game, it went into overtime, which was played in 2 10-minute halves. There's no golden goal rule. That's when the real fun began. The Crusaders struck first with an untimely error from Eel. She had just barely picked the ball up outside the 18-yard box, giving Altoff a free kick in a perfect spot. Brianna Birdsong stepped up to take it, and she sent a shot over Eel's head and into the back of the onion basket for a 1-0 lead. It shocked the Explorers, and just like that, Altoff smelled blood in the water. They quickly doubled their lead after poking one home after a corner kick in the 84th minute. Staring into a 2-0 deficit with 16 minutes remaining in overtime, the Explorers put the gloves on and went to work. With 26 seconds left in the first half of OT, Izzy Howe put one in the net to cut the lead in half and breathe life into the Explorers. Jarzenbeck would find the score sheet after all when she scored thanks to a nifty through ball from the midfield. She was virtually one-on-one with the keeper again, and this time made no mistake, taking a touch around the rushing Altoff goalie and rolling one and a nice finish across the goal line. The goal came in the 93rd minute, which meant there was still plenty of time for either side to win and avoid that penalty shootout. And that's exactly what happened. After nailing the crossbar in the final minute, the ball eventually went out of play. Marquette playing a corner kick, an in-swinging ball was whipped in and bounced around for a bit. Radley Hayner was the last Marquette player to touch the ball, but it looked like it bounced off an Altoff goalkeeper, and with 12.9 seconds remaining, on the clock. It didn't matter how it went in. It just mattered that it did go in. The result was a much-needed one during the first of 3 tough stretches of games for the Explorers. After splitting the Metro Cup against Springfield and Mater Dei, Marquette lost 3 straight to quality teams in Columbia, Father McGivney, and Duchesne. The Explorers beat Mater Dei again on Tuesday before beating Althoff to improve to 3-4 on the year and 1-1 on the Gateway Metro Conference. Back-to-back results that couldn't have come at a better time. Hayner concluded with this: "We played extremely hard. Not pretty at times, but hard, and I'll take playing hard any day of the week." Let's take a look at your Play It Again Sports scoreboard really briefly for baseball. And this scoreboard is from Thursday. Edwardsville beat Germantown 5-4. Wheaton Warrenville South beat Triad 9-5. Jersey beat Verdon North Mac 11-1. Centralia over Carbondale 7-3. Roxana over Breeze Central 4-2. Freeburg beat East Alton Wood River 18-4. Belleville West beat Granite City 7-1. Valmeyer beat Marissa Calderville 6-5. Marquette Catholic beat Waterloo Jabot 9-5. And, well, Carrollton beat Concord Triopia 3-2, and Litchfield beat Staunton 3-2. In softball, Edwardsville beat Collinsville 5-2 in 8 innings. Trenton Westland beat Redbud 6-5. Breeze Central beat Roxana 9-6. Freeburg beat East Alton Wood River 10-0. Carlinville beat Jersey 5-4. That's a tight game. Gillespie beat Highland 8-4. Waterloo over Campbell Hill Trico 2-1. Belleville East beat Alton 10-0. New Athens beat Steelville 5-0. Hardin Calhoun beat Mount Sterling Brown County 15-0. And Staunton beat Triad 7-6, with Piesaw Southwestern beating Marquette Catholic 11-1. In girls soccer, we just talked about Marquette Catholic beating Althoff 3-2. CM did beat Highland 3-0. Waterloo beat Jersey 5-0. Triad beat Muscuda 2-1. O'Fallon beat Granite City 4-1. And in boys volleyball, Belleville East beat Collinsville, and O'Fallon beat Belleville West. And, of course, your Major League Cardinals didn't act like a Major League team and got embarrassed on opening day. I'm not even going to issue the score on that one. The NHL, the Blues did beat the Calgary Flames 5-3. And that's a look at your sports scores, along with, of course, Illinois beating Iowa State. I love it. 72-69 to keep punching their ticket all the way through the big dance. At 10:16, it is 59 degrees. It feels like 66. Today, breezy and warm with times of clouds and sun. And tonight, breezy this evening, cloudy and mild with a brief shower. For time and temperature throughout the day, you call 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover and Return Home. Temperatures will reach 78 degrees today, yes, oh yes, and drop down to 57 overnight for the low. On Saturday, a high of 72, a low of 53. On Sunday, a 93% chance we're getting a thunderstorm, a high of 80 degrees, a low of 56. On Monday, the 1st of April, a high of 75, a low of 50, and a 92% chance again that we're getting a thunderstorm. On Tuesday, a 90% chance of rain, 53 for the high, 37 for the low. Before I take a quick break, let me fill you in on Denise Sparks, Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling, the best at what they do. You know, I love when someone decides to take on the big guys. I just love it. I love it. I love it. And Denise Sparks, about 1.5 years ago, said, CJ, I'm going to do this. And I said, go for it, because you're going to win. You know, with so many disgruntled customers right now of a certain trash company, I do want to let you know that if you live in communities such as Bethalto, Godfrey, Cottage Hills, you name it, Denise Sparks will be there for you. You don't have to worry about a conglomerate that treats you like a number. When you work with Denise Sparks, you're working with someone who lives and loves local and lives to better your needs as well. Whether or not you utilize them for their junk hauling or pickup services, or their valet trash pickup services, where they'll come into your home if you're an older resident with some mobility issues, and they'll take the trash out for you. Or for their weekly trash service. It all starts at sparksjunkremoval.net to reclaim your space today. At 10:18, a quick break. We come back. Our daily show continues next.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mikey. This is where I am today. Let me show you how I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Hey, 10:23. But before we do our interview with Holmes Outdoor Services, we got Ethan and Jason studio. Some developing news. RiverBender.com is getting to the scene currently of what appears to be an apparent police raid on Studio 420. We are waiting conversations. There is a big police presence out there right now on Broadway Street in Riverbender. No matter where we are, we will find a way to get there. We are en route, and we will have details as they emerge. But developing this morning, a raid on an apparent police presence, what appears to be a raid outside Studio 420. There is tape set up.
They are closing off that area. That's happening mere moments ago. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. Back to our programming. Ethan Holmes in studio. How are we doing today, man? Good morning, CJ. You brought the boss with you today?
CEO boss man's with me.
And Jace, how are we doing today, man?
Good.
Good. Are you working hard today?
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, you are a heck of a supervisor. You kept your dad in line on my yard problems. Now, I got to ask you, were you a fan of, did you know that I had talked to your dad about digging the yard up before he started? So I've been telling.
What are you doing? You can't just go tearing into people's yards. It'll be all right.
And it turned out for the best.
I knew the guy that fixes it too.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool, man, to see you and Jace out there working together. And I got to ask you, how is it working, and just having your son a part of some things and making it really something that hopefully you can pass along?
Well, like we talked about before, I started when I was young, and he said he wants to do it. So I told him, I said, well, you're going to have to get out there and get it. And that's just, I think he needs to learn young, and he is. He's doing a good job, so he's getting it figured out.
So, Jace, you're still going to school?
Yeah.
Keeping good grades?
Yeah.
And you're working?
First.
Yep,
first.
And you're working. That's what I think's cool, man. You're keeping your grades up, and you're working hard, too. What's your favorite class?
I only have one class.
What's your favorite subject?
PE.
Well, that's fair. That was mine.
He likes to run.
No, what's your favorite type of work to do with your dad?
I like building walls and stuff with him.
Uh-huh. What type of walls?
Driving a tractor is what you
That's true. I'm telling you, there ain't no better tractor operator in the 618 right now. I saw you putting the work in, Jace. You were doing a good job. Now, when did you guys start? When did you start bringing Jace on to help you with jobs since you started?
Well, he's been from when I'd pick him up at daycare. He was a tiny little thing. He'd be in my lap in a skid steer. So
really,
he's been around him forever, but he knows to be safe and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, and honestly, it's pretty cool to at a young age, Jace, really learning how customer service and all that goes, and getting the jobs done right, and just working hard. Because I know that one night you guys were out at my house when the lights were going out, and the sun was going down.
We got lights on all our machines for that reason. Because the help thing hasn't gotten any better. So if anybody wants a job, call me.
Yeah, so seriously, if anyone, Ethan is looking, and I forgot to mention that on my live read yesterday. 618-670-9843 is Ethan Holmes. Phone number for Holmes Outdoor Service and for all of you to call to get some landscaping done. What have you been up to this week, man?
We've been doing a little bit of everything. We actually went in reverse for a customer this week and took out their landscaping and brought dirt in and planted grass. So
I saw that.
That was a little different this week. But we got a couple patios going, a couple walls, but definitely we got plenty of room on the books. So we're gonna do, I guess I'm gonna just throw out there 15% off all of the jobs that I get between now and say Memorial Day.
There you go. 15% off from now to Memorial Day. If you book Holmes Outdoor Service, get that bid, you're going to get a 15% off discount. And I'm not going to credit my show because Ethan's just that great of a guy, and he wanted to make sure he gave something for everybody. But I'll say this, man. I think it's really cool. I was talking to my grandpa, who had rigged and sewer service forever. My uncle owns it now. Yeah. And, that whole idea of working hard and that old, way of doing things is going away for so many people.
I think it's gone. I mean, it's getting to the point where people our age, it's about the end.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's sad, and I want him to learn better than that. I mean, you need to work hard. You need to be proud of what you do and not be scared to get out there and get it,
Well, and that's what I think's great too, man, because just whenever, just my, kind of smaller job that you did for me that turned into a little bit bigger one than we expected.
That was neat, really.
Yeah, it was. But I was telling folks what I thought was cool is, you're someone who really wants to make sure it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
And
attention to detail, I mean, that's imperative. And that can't see it from my house attitude, you're not going to get very far because it reflects everything about you.
Right. Well, I mean, we were doing this, and you found all these bricks, and Jace, it was kind of a little alarming for you at first to see Dad digging up the ground. But what you did is you said, man, listen, I can make this look a lot better if we had this stuff here. What are your thoughts? And that's what I appreciate. It's not like, all right, here's what he wanted me to do. Let's just get it done and go.
Right.
You really do want to make it look as best as you can.
Yeah, and that the whole deal, like with your place, with keeping that historic value. I mean, that's what this whole town's about.
Exactly.
So it was neat to be able to incorporate that, plus a little bit of new ideas to it.
Yeah.
Instead of what we were going to do with just precast concrete, that's what everybody's got.
Right.
Not everybody has what you have. So
that's true. Cool. I'm gonna keep that sound bed. No, Jace, what's your favorite job you've ever done with your dad?
Probably yours, John.
Really? I got the best. There we go. I like
There's
that.
salesman.
Jace, you're doing a good job today, man. Well, and what have you noticed just by what your dad does? What are some of the things that you've noticed in some of his day-to-day, with how he works and how he talks to his customers?
He talks to his customers pretty neatly. And he tries to stay as respectful as he can.
Man, you got a good CEO for you right there, and professional always, and what I thought, there was times whenever I called you, my phone died. I remember that my phone died, and I was in Belleville doing the home show.
I was waiting for you to get a ticket. I thought I was going to have to come get you.
Yeah, I swear. That's what I've really been bragging about, man, because you have that old school mentality, and I'm not patronizing you because you're here. I've been calling everybody because it's like, man, guys, we have a hard worker in town again, because there's a lot of landscaping companies that give a bad rap to the industry.
Yeah, there is, and it's back to the old sayings that people used to talk about. Anybody with a pickup truck and a shovel and lawnmower's got a lawn business. Well, and it's not about having the nicest equipment. I don't, but it's about taking pride back to that. Take pride in your work, do a good job, and that curb appeal. Everybody's going to see it, so there's not hiding it.
Well, and that's a good point about what you do, because everything you do is advertised. I mean,
yeah, you're not hiding that one. Like we talked about last time, a bad haircut, everybody's gonna see it. So.
Right. Well, it's not like you're a landlord either that can paint over a drywall and just act like nothing's there. We're gonna see.
You live there, so you're gonna know.
Now, how long have you done Holmes Outdoor Service? How many years is this now for you?
The Holmes Outdoor Service. This is the second year for it, but I've done it when I was when I was a kid. It was lawn boy, and then, so I've done it my whole life.
That's what I was wondering, though. Going on year two into year three, just coming up in a couple of months, you got to feel like you're in a good spot, because I'm seeing, man, folks are bragging about you.
Yeah, we're getting a lot closer. It wasn't easy, which, I mean, anytime you start, you can't plan on making money right out of the gate. And that just is what it is. You're going to go in the hole a little bit. But, I mean, now our ducks are pretty well in a row, and we've got a good list of stuff going. But, once again, I need good, reliable help that's going to show up. I don't mind paying well. It's just show up and help me. Let's do this together, and the more we build together, the more you're going to benefit from it, too.
Well, you're right. And I did a little bit, not exactly what you did, but when I was in Austin, Texas, running the construction company, that was the hardest part of it, was finding help, because it's like, I mean, I couldn't believe some of the stories I heard. Like, hey, man, I got arrested last night. Got to make it in.
I've heard
I
every
got
story. I mean, my dog's sick. I got to take my dog to counseling. I've heard all kinds of it.
Well,
I mean, it's crazy.
Nuts. And it's and I feel for you. And now I have a question. Would you be open to maybe a 17, 18-year-old that's in high school that just wants a summer job?
For the last several years, and I've said this to everybody. If you're a kid and you want to get out, you got the summer off, come out and help us. I mean, I'd be happy. At the worst case scenario, you're going to learn something.
Exactly.
And if you don't like it the first day, no hard feelings, you can go home. If you want to work every day or part-time, I don't care, because I would love to help out some younger folks and teach them, different tricks and different trades, because we do a varied amount. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can learn from this stuff.
There is. I mean, tons. I mean, I just hearing some of the jobs you guys have done. I mean, you're sometimes rearranging patios and getting banisters and all that stuff, or laying rock, and then you're getting grading done. I mean, there's a ton of different things.
It's a complex, a whole different. I mean, and anything from operating skills, driving skills, to math skills, to, I mean, learning out square footage, yardage, tonnage. I could teach a younger person a ton of things. So every summer I've promoted that. Yeah, if you're a high school kid, give me a call.
Well, and too, I hate to tell anybody this, but the jobs that Ethan and folks are doing, are going to be the jobs that are going to be here in about 5 years, because there ain't going to be nothing in IT or computer. It's all, everyone's going to be oversaturated, and there ain't going to be no blue collar workers, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Now, Jace, I got to ask you, do you do a pretty good job when it comes to operating, you know, maybe a drill or a hammer? How do you feel about your skills?
I kind of feel pretty decent about it.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel fully perfect.
That's good. You got to keep
A
working.
little bit scared, but when you're his age, you know, I told him you respect the thing, because
Yeah.
it'll bite you. It'll bite you.
It will too. I mean, it's just like those sewer machines. I know someone got scalped by one of those suckers too. Now, what all the services do you offer, just for the folks that are listening this
We've
Friday
got
morning?
the mowing crew going, and I might take a few more. We're not overwhelmed by any means, but the mowing we're not as big in. We're doing hardscapes, patios, retaining walls, fire features, water features, excavating if you've got water issues, obviously if you need rock driveways, any kind of tractor service, bobcat service, dump truck service. Eventually, I would like to get more towards the excavating part of it on my end, running equipment, moving dirt, rock, whatever, and have these, hopefully, younger guys do the picking up blocks and mowing and more of the physical end of it.
Well, that's
I'm getting old.
Well, I also wanted to point out your bidding system's really cool too, because do you charge for coming out to bid?
The first one's free, and usually I'll be honest, I've never charged for a
That's
bid
what I was
or a
wondering.
consultation, whether I get it or not. I can't say that won't change with everything getting more expensive, but I mean, if you're serious about doing work, I'm not going to charge you to come out and measure and look at everything and figure something out, because 99% of the time I work it out and we work together.
Right.
And you know, all my customers, for the most part, you can't make everybody happy, but
Right.
are happy.
Well, and that's what I think's cool too, is I've just seen some of the reactions to some of the work you've done the last couple of weeks, because I see them in my feed. I mean, people are really singing your praises, and that's got to feel good
And that's
too.
much appreciated.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
That word of mouth works, man.
Yeah, it does.
That works
and
good.
I was kind of being a knucklehead for a while in the past, and the bad guy part, that comes quick and it stays for a long time.
Yeah, it does.
So, you know, with having everything together and really trying to do something good for not myself, just myself, but the boy and the community, I really appreciate all the respect from
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. And now, Jace, how long have you been working with your dad, even before Holmes Outdoor? Have you been working with your dad before that?
Probably since I was like 4.
How old are you now?
8.
Long time, whole career.
Already got half your life spent working, Jace,
18
already.
days until my birthday.
No kidding. What day?
April 16th.
April 16th. What'd you ask for?
PS5.
He's getting 5 ton of rock.
I thought that's what I was gonna ask for. I was like, is he gonna ask you? Are you gonna ask for a jackhammer or something? I love it, man. And you know, whenever you're talking to customers, do you get a good idea of how you're gonna act whenever you get older and get your own career in Holmes Outdoor service going?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do in the work truck on the way to and from jobs? Because I think that's the most fun sometimes.
He was studying up on all the new landscaping materials the other day when I looked over it.
No kidding.
Yep.
What's some of the new stuff coming out, man?
We got some pretty cool new blocks and designs.
Yeah, we can. There's rocks that we can make patio walkways with.
Different patterns he's learning, and I keep trying to get him just take over and do it all for me now, but he said he can't see over the dash road.
When I've drove the dump truck before.
Off road, obviously. Not
Oh yeah, off road. That's a good disclaimer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you know, I just think it's really cool, man, because I mean, I hate saying old school, but that's the way world is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is old school to have that kind of vibe where, you know, I remember my brother, cousin Ryan getting in Grandpa's work van and getting dropped off to jobs and all this stuff and getting picked up, and you come home and you work again. And that's what I think that, you know, area, not just the area, that a lot of places are missing out on is this type of
They
passion.
really are, and it's really unfortunate that the younger generation doesn't want to learn and doesn't want to get their hands dirty. And it's, I mean, I'm not going to say you can't learn anything from playing video games, or I'm probably going to make somebody mad.
I will. You can't.
I mean, it's, Get out there and do it. Grab a shovel. Don't be scared. If you're not the strongest, it doesn't matter. You know, just get your hands dirty and get in there and try at least.
Well, there's a lot of opportunity out there. I mean, you were out there at a young age cutting grass and getting things done and trying to put some money in your pocket.
And it makes you feel better. I mean, you go home at the end of the day and your hands are dirty and you're tired and you got a pocket full of money. It makes you feel better.
Sure. Well, I was saying this the other day, and you're definitely more in this boat than I am, but for the last 3 weeks, I haven't had a day off. It's just been go.
I haven't had one off this year, I don't think.
Well, right. So by the time you go home, like today, I don't know what's going to happen because this afternoon, I'm leaving here in about 15 minutes, you know? So I...
100 mile an hour everywhere you go.
my little short video, you know? But I'm sitting there going, how the hell am I going to do this, you know? Because I'm so used to going. For you, is it one of those things that you really just can't stop working because it's hard to sit?
Well, there's so much to do, and with not having much help, it's just... I'm just wired that way anyhow, I guess, but a couple hours of sleep is all I got to have, and it's just, I mean, because you got maintenance, you've got, I'm the office person, the maintenance person, the laborer, the operator, truck driver, salesman, it's just one of them things. If you're going to take responsibility on a business, and you got to take the responsibility of the whole thing, that's what you got to do.
You can't just wear one hat, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Well, I want to say I really like your transparency too, because in terms of like the Facebook world we live in, and Jace, I don't know if are you on any apps yet?
No.
He doesn't have Facebook.
Good call.
He gets on. I show him mine, and he's involved.
Good
in
call.
mine for business.
No, I like that. I was curious because in the world of influencers and everything, and having, you know, let's make the public think that we're like 100 times better than what we are.
And we don't play games like that. That's why him being with me is awesome, because it's like, here's how we are.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we do and how we are and everything.
What I thought was cool, man, is you went on your Facebook and said, guys, my truck's getting worked on. I got some problems here. Give me a couple of days.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, and it has been hard, and some people have gotten aggravated, and I understand it, and I get it. But, you know, things break. People tell me they're going to be there, and they don't show up, and then it makes me look bad, too. It does. But I take full responsibility for it.
But you're honest though, man. That's what I think's so cool. I was applauding you because it's like not a lot of guys would say, "Hey, my truck's down. Don't expect nothing until we get this. I'm trying my best, but we're gonna work." As other folks would just not respond to their clients calling them.
I'm not gonna hide from you. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta deal with it and overcome it. So.
Now, Jace, what are you looking to do this summer with the business? Is there anything that you got your idea on?
I want to try mowing lawns by myself with my dad's zero turns.
He's getting pretty good on zero turns, so we'll probably turn him loose on the flat one.
No kidding, man. That would be cool. Now, how you aren't taking any new yards, right? Are we happy with where
I got
we're
room
at?
for a few more just to kind of fill in between routes. I mean, I could probably take another 20 really, but
What's your rate for lawn services?
well, this has aggravated a lot of people, but between what fuel costs, what blades are now, what belts, blah blah blah, etc., everything's up so much. The minimum I'm going to do on a yard is $40. And people say, well, it takes you longer to get a mower off the trailer. I get it, but I still got to drive there.
That's actually cheaper than my grandma's yard guy.
Really?
I mean, that's actually...
Well, that's just that's a start.
Yeah.
I won't get the mower off the trailer for less than $40.
No, that's great, though. I mean, hell, that's not expensive at all.
No, not really for what it is.
Well, to be honest with you, I just drove over this morning to Florissant to go pick something up before the show started, and I ran back. I blew through a half a tank of gas because I have a Jeep, or a quarter tank of gas because I have a Jeep. God dang, I went to fill it up, and I thought, is there a mortgage line? Can I refinance my damn house? You know?
That diesel fuel's over $4 a gallon now, and I spend at least, just in one truck, I spend at least $100 to $200 a day in one truck.
On fuel.
Yeah.
I knew it. There's no doubt in my mind. And now, I got to ask you this, Jace, because you have an opportunity a little bit different than your classmates, I'd assume, and all of that, because you get to see the ins and outs of life, like fuel being expensive and all those things. Did you realize that before you started working with your dad, how much things cost anymore?
Yeah.
Not in the beginning, but now he's starting to see it, because he'll see $1,000 in cash in my hand, and then see me go pay for two things, and then it's gone. And I'm like, see?
He'll pay me $100, and I'll go to the store and buy two things, and it'll be gone.
Well, there you go. Hey, I feel that, Jason.
The old $20 is $100.
Isn't that? I said that the other day. I went. There's no doubt about it.
Everywhere I go is $100.
Yeah, it's like I used to get $20 from my grandma or my parents.
That lasts you all day.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Now it's like $20 gets you about a half mile down the road.
Maybe half a candy bar. Yeah.
Well, it's just that's why I whenever you did what you did for me, because I'll share the story. You were really honest. You said, "Man, you dug up my driveway. You go, this is what it would look really good."
Yeah, I got a little carried away there. But I started digging, and I seen those, because you know what we were gonna do. We were gonna actually raise it up.
Yeah.
And do the precast, prefab, concrete steppers or whatever. And I'm glad I dug into the ground.
Yeah,
I am, because that was neat. It was neat.
What I wanted to say, and I'm not going to say this happens all the time, but you took care of me. You said, because I told you,
I knew I made a mess. Yeah. I'm like, he's gonna come home and freak out.
No, it wasn't even just that. You said, "Man, I already gave you a bid for this," and he goes, and you were really cool with working with it.
We kept it the same, and it was a neat project.
And it's not going to be like that all the time, because things happen.
Right. But I mean, basically, the way it balanced out is, I mean, between what we were doing, and we saved a little here, but spent a little more here, and vice versa. But I got room to work with people. I'm not going to be unfair to anybody, and I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make $1 million. I mean, I'd love to make $1 million.
We all would.
But I'm not trying to do it in a day, and I just want to, make a living and take care of people as well.
They said the million's the next 10 grand now,
I get that. Yeah, that's about right. For sure.
But I just wanted to highlight that because, for a lot of people in Alton, we don't have thousands of dollars.
No, and it's a budget thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. If you're at that $3,000 budget for your landscaping, and something like your deal comes up to where we are changing it, I mean, I'm probably one of the easiest people to deal with.
100%.
And I will. I mean, hell, you can get on Marketplace now. You can do all kinds of different things. Is it gonna be brand new? No. We have to pressure wash the block, maybe. But I mean, there's all kinds. There's 100 different ways to skin a cat. So I'll work with you.
That's what I wanted to highlight today. It's that because, man, that's old school business. That's how Alton business used to be done,
right,
And I just want people to know that there is that landscaping company out there, an outdoor lawn service that will do that or not do it for you, but will work with you and be that kind of mentality. And just wanted to share that. Jace, when does school start back up for you, man?
It starts Tuesday.
Does it start to see? Alton doesn't. Alton Middle School starts back up Wednesday, so I have like 3 days off from coaching. So I'm feeling really good about today.
I need 3 days.
I mean, I don't think you'll get that.
I'm not getting it anytime soon.
Unless you guys call because you want a job. That's what I'm kind of hoping for too.
For sure.
Well, man, we've already been talking for 25 minutes, but I wanted to give a call to action one more time. If you call Ethan now until Memorial Day, 15% off of
landscape jobs.
Of the landscape and hardscape. You give this phone number a call, 618-670, that's my live read sheet every morning, 670-9843. That's 618-670-9843. I'm giving the wrong damn phone number. It's been a long week, Chase. Jace, I got to just say, it's not just me singing Ethan's praises. There's so many respected folks throughout the community, like Tom DeGrand I saw the other day.
Following, and I'm glad I can make you all happy.
You're doing an awesome job. And what I think's the coolest thing, and I'm not saying that's why I chose you or not, but when I see your son out here, Jace, in the driver or passenger seat, it's one of the coolest things because I get sentimental about that type of stuff because it's Americana.
I try not to. I wish I could have him every day with me, really, but I can't go anywhere without my co-pilot, my main man.
I love it, man. Jace, anything left to say?
I just wanted to say, if you want to start something, I just wanted to let you guys know you can do anything you put your mind to.
Man, I love it. There you go. Preach the gospel today, man, on a Good Friday. 1046. We'll come back and wrap up the week that was right here in the heart of the 618, and we will give you updates. As we just said a couple of moments ago, developing news that there was a major police presence outside Studio 420 and what appeared to be a raid. We will have more details as they do emerge here at RiverBender.com. A quick break. Get over here. We'll come on back right after this.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mikey. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it all home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I laughed when you left.
10:51. Welcome back to this last 9 minutes of March. For us, anyway, on our daily show. If you're just tuning in, we broke this a couple of minutes ago. Developing news, there is a major police presence at Studio 420, which has been the subject of numerous conversations inside city council chambers from concerned residents, and an online petition was filed a couple of days ago on change.org
A lot of interest on this. There is a major police presence outside Studio 420 in what appears to be a raid. RiverBender.com is gathering details. We will have a story out for you shortly as we work very hard to make sure we can bring you the most up-to-date material that we possibly can. However, multiple photos and videos have surfaced on social media just about 30 minutes ago that does show the police presence. The crime scene tape has been put up. The tape has been put up, not a crime scene, but just tape has been put up. It has been barricaded, and that what appears to be a raid on Studio 420 this morning on the 29th day of March. We will have updates as more details do emerge. But while we get back to our regular scheduled programming, I just want to say it's been wonderful. I can't even tell you how much fun I've had doing this show. And, speaking with someone like Ethan Holmes, he and I connect. I love the honesty there. I just love the honesty. Hey, things didn't go well, for me in the past, but now I'm really turning things around. I live it, man. I've been there, and that's what I just love about our community, because there's a lot of folks that are like Ethan, that are doing some great stuff and that have that old school, mentality of let's get the job done. Let's make it look good. And that's what I just love the most about talking to him. But while I have you, I do want to make sure that you all know, as my voice is completely gone today, man, so I got 6 minutes. Bear with me, guys. I knew it was going to go. I want to take you through the events that are happening this Easter weekend. I already told you about the Good Friday service from Abundant Church, but happening tomorrow, Man Cave Extravaganza, ready to dazzle attendees at the Belclair Fairgrounds in Belleville, March the 30th. The second annual event brings together vendors from multiple states, offering a spectacular array of Breweriana collectibles. I don't know what that is, but lighted signs, decor, gas and oil advertisement, and so much more. Whether you're looking out to deck out your home bar, your man cave, or maybe even your oh no, why did I do this to myself? I wrote this and did this. Or the she shed, you'll find a treasure trove of items. Why did I do that? 7:30 a.m. for early birds and general admission. From 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., children 12 and under can enjoy the fun for free. Happening on Saturday as well, Piston Aviation's grand opening is taking place at the St. Louis Regional Airport starting at 10 a.m. Celebrate with them as they launch their second location with an array of snacks and beverages available along with a catered meal throughout the day. Experience the thrill of flying by taking Discovery flights, and their entire fleet from both locations will be on hand. Also in Edwardsville, celebrate Play It Again Sports, their anniversary event after their first successful year. On the 30th of March, they are offering a store-wide discount of 10% to their esteemed customers. Along with the discount, they'll be having special giveaways throughout the day. They're honored to be a part of the Edwardsville community, and they look forward to celebrating their milestone with you. The Easter egg hunt takes place at 1 p.m. on March the 30th at Life Point Church, the Bethalto campus. It's an exciting, family-friendly event where the community is invited to enjoy a day packed with fun activities. Scheduled for March the 30th, this extravagant event will feature 10,000 hidden eggs, games, inflatables, face painting, balloons, and I'll stop the puns, and delicious food. Get involved with the Easter spirit and make sure to register at the link that's provided on the community calendar so you're a part of the fun. Also, on March the 29th, the Battle of Spalding 2. Get ready to cheer or jeer your favorite wrestlers from Pro Wrestling Epic. The return to Spalding Hall in Alton for an unforgettable night of professional wrestling. You are also invited to join in the fun with craft enthusiasts for Build a Brawl that supports the girls with Support the Girls SIUE, where you can bedazzle a brawl and participate in creating other types of items for local schools at the Caseyville Township in Fairview Heights. Celebrate the start of spring at the Tulips and Such Bloom Bar. This is next to Shortstop in Bunker Hill today, where you can create your own beautiful flower arrangement. And if you're up near Winchester, Illinois, bring the kids into the Farmers State Bank for their Easter egg hunt at Monument Park at Winchester for a fun-filled afternoon. Lady Luck will also be playing at Bakers and Hale this evening on the patio, and at Grip and Sip, Jay Hollinger will be acoustic from 7 to 10 p.m. You can also join in on the first edition of Perspective Night every last Friday of the month, held at the Conservatory as well. You don't want to miss out on the Brewery Collectible event on, well, that's not okay. You don't want to miss out on the Man Cave Extravaganza event on March the 30th at the Belclair Fairgrounds. But if you're in the Metro East area, at the District 9 Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, it's the St. Louis Oddities and Collectibles Expo that runs all day. Train enthusiasts will be thrilled by the model train open house at the Old Glen Carbon Firehouse City Hall from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Join the community in Brighton for their Easter egg hunt on the 30th of March at Schneider Park, where the first 150 kids will receive an Easter basket. Then, over there at the Rock Road in Granite City, they want you to get involved in keeping the environment and the roadways looking beautiful by joining the roadside cleanup on Saturday. Animal lovers should check out the adoption event at the Glen Carbon PetSmart. At the PetSmart in Glen Carbon, where Partners for Pets will have adoptable cats and dogs waiting for their forever home. Also, curious about the upcoming eclipse? Well, the pre-eclipse event on March the 30th at East Alton Public Library, where you can learn all about it through crafts and activities. Mississippi Hippie and Mom Said No have their big grand reopening event, complete with prizes and live music on Saturday. Again on Saturday, head on over to Ted's Motorcycle World for Kids Easter Egg Hunt Extravaganza, featuring photos with the Easter Bunny. For the full list of community events, go to RiverBender.com/events or click on the Weekend Go Guide that Mike Hall and I created. And, man, I love it. I mean, we have so many events. We're making all the publications kind of look a little, we have a lot to offer here at the RiverBender.com community calendar. So check it out. And most importantly, enjoy your Easter. All of you have a safe, fun-filled Easter weekend. And if you go out and have a few to drink, just call an Uber, order an Uber, and that way we can talk again on Monday. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. God bless you and yours, and just try your best to stay out of jail.